Well, Guy, Pete, new album is coming soon, and like all the others you've released so far, it's self-produced again. But in the history of your career, what was the first reason that you decided to produce the records yourself?
Well, first of all, it was because Craig had the ability. We've always recorded ourselves, and our demos have always ended up on our records in some form. Even when we've worked with named producers, we've used bits of the original performance. So it kind of, and like when we had B-sides to do, we'd record them ourselves, and then Craig got more and more confident, and I think ideally all bands would produce themselves because it's one less conduit, it's one less process to go through. And although it's educational and interesting to work with a producer, quite often they work for the record label. And even the best, most creative producer will still have that commercial concern. So it really, I think just the fact that we can is the reason we do.
But isn't it sometimes good to have maybe a fresh point of view as well?
We've thought that, haven't we?
Yeah.
We did the first two albums with a guy called Ben Hillier, who's worked with Blur.
U2.
Yeah, he's worked with a lot of people, and we learnt a lot from him, really. You know, he kind of told us just to try lots of things, and you can always come back from doing that. So we kind of like learnt a lot of sort of techniques and ideas from him, but the position we're in where Craig produces it, I think,
and he doesn't get paid anymore, does he?
That's it. That's one less expense.
Yes, indeed.
I think it's really quite luxurious. I think that it's, you know, it really means that it's just the five of us, you know, and it's absolutely 100% our ideas and what we want it to sound like.
Yeah, and the really nice thing at the end of a process like that is the five of you know you've made it yourself, and you know it's the way you want it, and when you have a record you're proud of, this little period now before a record comes out feels like you sat on a great secret, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, you're with five people, but is it easy to get all the faces in the same direction when it comes up to making music?
Well, the music we make is not what any one of us would do. It's where our tastes meet. It's where our sensibilities and our love of music meets. So that's kind of the point of the process, really. So there's a lot of debate. We do a lot of talking. There's a lot of sitting and talking.
Can you give an example of how that goes when you're talking about the music? Is it really sitting at a table and then discussing, I want this, I want that, or how can
the best thing to do is to start moving. So while we're on tour, we record odds and ends in each city, in each dressing room. Why was that funny?
I don't know.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of starting points when you go into the studio. I think half of the challenge is to start, so we never stop. Like when we're on the road again, I'll be scribbling ideas and we'll be coming up with things to help the next record. And then, yeah, you'll discuss maybe a song that you already know that has an element of that in it, or... We never used to do that. We never used to play each other music, did we?
It's the easiest way sometimes.
Yeah, it's almost like coming clean with each other. It's like we used to take a long time to describe the sound that you want in lots of very artistic language. And these days, you just confess and say, let's steal this bass sound, or let's steal this, you know, feel. It never ends up sounding the same as the thing that you're borrowing from. All music is reappropriating existing art, isn't it, Peter? Isn't it? Yes.